Managing your finances can be a daunting topic, but you're not alone. I have been there myself a few years ago, and I know the struggle of not knowing where to start, what really works, and what to avoid. In this video, I'm breaking down 5 steps that fit into your life right now, but also set you up for the future. Whether that is saving up for your next vacation or for your retirement. And by the end, you will know exactly what to do to reach your financial goals. The very first step to reach your financial goals is actually to set the right goals that truly match your aspirations. Because setting your goals is not necessarily the same as setting effective goals. Depending on how you set your goals, they can work against or with you. According to Reliable Plan, only 20% of people actually set goals, and out of those, only about 30% succeed in achieving them. These statistics highlight how important it is to set your goals correctly. But why do so many people fail to achieve their financial goals? There could be many reasons, but I'm gonna tell you what worked for me. It wasn't until I started thinking about my big picture goals that I was able to pay off my debt, travel the world, and build an emergency fund that covers 12 months of living expenses. Imagine you're cooking a complex dish without knowing the recipe. You might add ingredients randomly and just hope that it will taste good. However, having a clear recipe is like having a big picture financial goal. It shows you which ingredients to use and how to prepare them, but also in which order. With a recipe, you can create a well-balanced dish. Without it, you might end up with a confusing mix that doesn't turn out as planned. A lot of financial advice skips this step and pushes you to jump right into action. But without a clear understanding of where you want to go, this approach can cause more stress than clarity. To avoid this, start by thinking big picture, because it's goal-oriented and positive. Once you have listed your big picture goals, divide them into 3 different categories according to time frame. Short-term goals, medium-term goals, and long-term goals. Short-term goals are the goals that you want to reach in a time frame of roughly 3 years. The money should be in a high-yielding savings account that is easily accessible. Examples could be saving for an emergency fund, a car, or a travel. The midterm goals you want to reach within the next 4 to 10 years. This could be buying a house, going to university, or going on a sabbatical. Long-term goals focus on the 10+ years range. This is money that you won't touch for the next 10 to 12 years, for example, for your retirement or your child's education. Although experts suggest focusing on emergency savings, retirement, and paying off your debt first, I think this is highly individual and should be decided based on your personal situation and life stage. So once you've mapped out your big picture goals, you can reverse engineer a plan to achieve them. Without a concrete roadmap, it's easy to get sidetracked and lose motivation. You can do that by prioritizing your financial goals and start allocating a monthly amount to each of them. Take a look at your savings rate and split it into a percentage based on your prioritization. Let's say your savings rate is $400. As you want to travel soon overseas, that's why you decide to allocate 60% of your savings rate to your short-term goal. Another 20% you want to put into your midterm goals for saving for a down payment for a house, and the remaining 20% go towards your retirement savings. You can adapt these at any time if your priorities shift again. Knowing that you will get a company bonus payment in a month of $1,000, make sure to apply the same ratio. That way you ensure striking a perfect balance between rewarding current you and planning for future you. But even if you have a clear roadmap of your big picture goals, the next step is just as crucial for your success. Knowing how to manage your money is one thing, but applying that knowledge in real life is another. Let's look at some statistics on why that matters. According to a report from Euronews, financial literacy in Europe is highest in the Netherlands, Sweden, and Finland. You might think that these countries would also excel in financial behavior, but there is an interesting twist. When spending behavior is analyzed, Finland, despite its high financial literacy, drops significantly in the rankings. This reveals a critical point. Knowledge alone isn't enough. What we can learn is how to manage money is one thing, but applying that knowledge in real life is another. So how do you bridge this gap? By closely evaluating your spending habits, building healthy money mindsets, and forming consistent habits around it. I myself used to be afraid of checking my bank account because I was dreading what I might find. Back then, a successful month meant for me not having to borrow money outside of my overdraft limit. And this fear is actually a well-known phenomenon called the ostrich effect, where people avoid checking their finances because they don't want to face reality. I went through the same struggles when I started my financial journey. Evaluating your spending behavior is not just about tracking where your money goes. It's about understanding why you are spending money the way you do and making adjustments so that it aligns with your financial goals. But the next step is even more essential to turn financial knowledge into actionable results. Once you've evaluated your spending behavior, the next step is to create systems that help you stick to your new habits. But what do I mean by systems? Think of it as setting up routines or tools that make it easier for you to manage your money automatically. It will also support you in staying consistent. For example, I knew that if I wanted to build a successful YouTube channel, I needed a system to manage all the tasks involved to help me be as consistent as possible when uploading videos. For that, I use tools like ClickUp and Notion to create workflows that keep me organized and on track. These are both free tools to use, and if you want to check them out, you can find them in the description box below. The same logic I apply to my financial goals. Setting up a system to manage my money and reach my financial goals meant for me personally, for example, that I set up a separate savings account for my emergency fund. This way I could visually see my emergency savings grow, which helped build momentum and motivation. So I set up a system where a specific amount was automatically transferred from my paycheck into this account. While I found personally that automating too much took away from the satisfaction of seeing my money grow and the accountability to keep my finances in check, I think that for many people, it can be extremely valuable to automate their finances. So I came up with a hybrid version between automation and manual transfers, which still only takes me 10 minutes a month. There's a popular saying that goes, comparison is the thief of joy. But when it comes to your finances, comparison can actually also be the thief of your money. The pressure to keep up with others, whether it's buying a bigger car or a nicer house or getting the latest gadget, is a societal phenomenon that can lead you down a financial rabbit hole. It's important to recognize that there will always be someone who appears to have more. But ask yourself, is this really what you want or need? While a little comparison can be inspiring, in today's world, you're not only comparing yourself to your neighbors or your friends, you're comparing yourself to the entire world through social media. This is why it is so essential to stop comparing yourself and start focusing on what truly matters to you. Your financial journey is unique, and what works for someone else might not work for you. Focus on your goals, your values, and your path. Although this mindset shift can save you money and stress, there's another step you don't want to miss to make sure you reach your financial goals. I'm a big proponent of lifelong learning, and I have already pivoted 3 times in my career. Each change came along with the challenging task to learn new skills, but also with a significant salary increase. Investing in myself had a tremendous impact on my life. It didn't just boost my earning potential, it helped me become a better person and live a more fulfilling life. And to get there, I always made sure to balance learning technical and hard skills with soft skills. For example, while I focused on acquiring a new language, I also focused on soft skills like communication, relationship building, and time management. Getting to know myself and my values helped me to become crystal clear on my financial goals, find more fulfillment, and give back more wholeheartedly. By working on myself and improving my money management skills, I saw the positive effects trickle down into my job, my relationships, and my health. That's why I think that one of the best investments that you can make to reach your financial goals is in yourself. And if you're like me, at the beginning of your personal finance journey and you think now, well, how can I invest in myself when I don't have the money in the first place? Back then, I had just moved to a foreign country, was earning $37,000 a year, and was buried in student loan debt plus the debt from my move. I can definitely relate to what it's like to feel stuck financially. So I made a decision. I maybe couldn't invest money into myself, but I could invest my time. These days, it's easier than ever to access free knowledge, which is fantastic. So I started to dig through the sea of information and spent countless hours to find the right resources until I could exchange time for money. I found free books online and at the library. I listened to podcasts featuring thought leaders and scoured the internet for lots of blog articles. If you want to check it out, I've linked some of my favorites in the description below, along with the video where I summarize the books on money that I found most helpful. Also, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more free and especially concise tips on money and personal development, so I can help you fund your next milestone and build your dream life. If you found this video helpful, it would mean the world to me if you give it a thumbs up, as it helps the algorithm. So see you next time. Bye!